everybody, and welcome to the 211th episode of Gaming Talk. On this episode, I am going to be giving my thoughts on the campaign for Call of Duty Ghosts. Let's get into it. The campaign begins where you are Logan, and you and your brother are being told a story by your dad about this group called the Ghosts. Then you all decide to go back to the house, and as you do, shit gets crazy, and things start blowing up all over the place. Your dad tells you to get to the house as he goes for the pickup truck. You and your brother get to the house, and you try to open the door, and then you go to another door, and that's when the game transitioned to 15 minutes earlier. We then go to space, where you and this woman are on the Odin satellite. Bad guys bust in to the party, and of course, you and this woman end up sacrificing yourselves to crash Odin satellite. So the bad guys can't have it. Then it goes to like 10 years later. You, Hesh, and Riley, the dog, walk for a bit, then find some bad guys. You go a little bit further, then a whole bunch of bad guys being engaged in a fight. You join the fight, take out some helicopters, and that wraps up the fight. You get a Humvee, which takes you and Hesh back to base. You two meet up with your dad for your next mission. Dad sends you and Hesh to a place called No Man's Land. This mission is basically a big stealth mission that has you take control of the dog Riley several times to take out enemies before you and Hesh would move up. The big thing towards the end of the mission is you and Hesh getting attacked by a pack of wolves, but then two of the ghosts show up and save you and Hesh, and it happens to be the two that you have been looking for. The next mission has you and the ghost trying to save one of the ghosts that was taken by the bad guy. The base you're infiltrating is in some kind of log abandoned baseball field, which is actually pretty fun. I kind of like that. You shoot your way through with the aid of using a remote sniper until you eventually find the guy that you're there to extract, but the guy doesn't make it, and then you all have to fight your way to extraction. The next mission starts us off with defending a beach area with a gun emplacement and some air support drones. You keep pushing up with the use of said air support drone, and you keep pushing until eventually you reach some buildings that you and Hesh go into, one that was the former command post that your dad was in. You go in, get wounded, and some ghosts rappel down. They extract you and Hesh, and this is when it's revealed that your dad was one of the ghosts the whole time, and that the bad guy knows how the ghosts operate because he used to be one. Then you get to play the mission where the bad guy isn't the bad guy, but is one of the ghosts alongside with your dad. Basically, the mission ends with Rourke, the bad guy, hanging off in a crashed train, and your dad having to make the tough choice to let him go and get everyone else to safety. I'm going to save some time here and just say that we eventually get a mission where the bad guy captures you, Hesh, and your dad. This is the mission that the bad guy kills your dad in front of you and Hesh. By the end of the campaign, there's the space mission that has the good guys taking control of the Odin satellite by using that to obliterate the bad guy forces. At one point, Hesh basically tells them, like the guys controlling the Odin satellite, to fire on the train that you two are on. We then go to the final mission, which is on a moving train, which definitely did not make me motion sick at all. You fight your way to the front of it, and you'll never believe it, Rourke is there. Hesh starts fighting him and tells him that he's not gonna win, and that's when the Odin satellite's rod thingy smashes into the train and blows it to fucking bits. You and Hesh come to, and you're there with Rourke a bit like over to the left, kind of. With a single revolver between all three. You crawl towards it as Hesh tries to hold off Rourke, and when you pick up the gun, it's empty. So Hesh throws you some bullets in like slow motion, mind you, that you catch, you load the gun, and you shoot the bad guy. You and Hesh make it out of the busted up train and rest on a beach, and then BAM! Call of Duty Ghosts logo and credits. But not over. The credits go away, back to you and Hesh on the beach when out of nowhere, Rourke comes up and beats the fucking crap out of you guys, and then drags Logan, the guy that you were playing as, off, and Hesh just kind of does nothing and just sits there while he's dragging you off. But that's basically the campaign for this game. So, what did I think of the campaign for Call of Duty Ghosts? Well, in terms of the campaign, which is the only thing I have to go by, Ghosts pretty much takes the cake now for being my favorite Call of Duty story. It's also a great example of why I don't bother with new Call of Duty games. At the time of writing this script, Black Ops 7 is out, and I've seen so many videos of the campaign, and I'm not surprised, but I'm disappointed with how crap it looks. I'm not really being dramatic though when I say that this is my favorite Call of Duty story. Yeah, it's simple. It is basic when you look at it, but I think it works for a series like Call of Duty. Rourke is a very simple villain, and also the perfect one too. I was actually very surprised when they said that Rourke was a former ghost, which is how he knows exactly how they operate. I actually felt something when Rourke killed Logan and Hesh's dad, and that's something that no other Call of Duty has ever done. You basically stay with Logan and Hesh throughout the whole campaign, with the exception of like 2 missions maybe when you're not them or not them the entire time. But overall, it is their story, and that makes me actually care about those characters. Something I found interesting is that I remember in the marketing for this game, they really hyped up the dog Riley, but it's kind of strange to me because Riley is really only important in like 3 missions. Why hype up something so much and then barely use it at all in the campaign? It doesn't make that much sense to me, as I said. Other aspects of this game that I thoroughly liked was the environments. The overall post-apocalyptic look and feel of the game was very compelling and not something seen in most Call of Duty games. The moment in the opening of the campaign when you go through this like long abandoned movie theater, there's like greenery growing all over, and you see some like oversized deer in it. Like, it was just really cool. The guns were really not much of note outside of not having typical names, which is something that seemingly all of the newer Call of Duty games do. I think that in a way, the only negative thing I have about this game is that I really wish it didn't end the way it did, because this is a game from 2013, and it sucks knowing that there is never going to be any kind of resolution to this story. I'm never gonna get to know what happened after Rourke drags Logan off, and this sucks that they ended the game this way. I mean, it's a good surprise ending and all that, but damn it, if knowing that there will never be any kind of resolution to this is just really awful. It's a cliffhanger ending that will always be a cliffhanger ending forever, because currently, the only thing that Call of Duty is interested in making is Black Ops and Modern Warfare games and nothing else. Thankfully, this game was back in the era when Call of Duty actually cared about the stories that they made and making a good campaign, at least to me, and they definitely succeeded with this campaign. The campaign for Call of Duty Ghosts is really good and is highly recommended to experience for oneself. Before I end this video, I just want to say that I'm only talking about the campaign here because, well, let's just say that I didn't exactly play a legal copy of this game, therefore I could not experience the multiplayer or the extinction mode, as both are tied to needing online connection to play. But that's gonna do it for this episode. So if you like this kind of content, feel free to subscribe. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.